Good day, and welcome to today's special news program. The weather picture across the United States and the Atlantic Basin is particularly dynamic, complex, and filled with unusual highlights. We are now entering the final days of August, often called the dog days of summer, the heaviest, most oppressive stretch of heat in the season. Yet this year, nature has delivered a complete surprise. Instead of continuing waves of sweltering heat, the eastern and midwestern U.S. are experiencing a rare cold outbreak, sending temperatures plunging to record lows, in some places shifting almost directly into October-like weather within just a few days. In sharp contrast, the West, especially along the Pacific coast, remains gripped by prolonged extreme heat, with many areas recording temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. If that were the only story, we might simply call it an interesting contrast, but the reality is far more complicated. Alongside the chill in the east and the heat in the west come a host of extreme weather events, from torrential rain, flash floods, and severe storms in the southwest and central U.S., to notable tropical storm activity in the Atlantic. The overall picture today reflects a very clear transition in the climate system. A strong trough in the east has pulled down cold air from Canada, driving temperatures in dozens of states far below seasonal averages. Meanwhile, a stubborn high-pressure ridge on the west coast is locking in heat, pushing temperatures in Pacific states sharply higher and increasing impacts on daily life, agriculture, and wildfire risks. This east-west opposition has created a temperature map of extremes rarely seen in August. Let's look at the details. In the Northeast and Midwest, many areas are seeing what locals are calling a summer shock. According to the U.S. Climate Prediction Center, temperatures across the region will remain well below normal for the next 6 to 10 days. Notably, cities famous for frigid winters, such as International Falls, Minnesota, are forecast to see morning lows tomorrow near freezing, about 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. This is an extraordinary event for August, one that residents will likely talk about for years. Meanwhile, in Pennsylvania, New York, Maine, and even parts of southern Canada, morning temperatures are expected to dip to between 6 degrees Celsius and 8 degrees Celsius, 43 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit. This means sweaters and jackets will replace shorts and t-shirts as people head outdoors, quite unusual for late summer. Daytime highs will only range from 22 to 25 degrees Celsius, 72 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. A comfortable, almost autumn-like level. Experts say this may be one of the earliest cool snaps of fall in decades. The impact is mixed. On the one hand, people welcome relief from the oppressive heat, enjoying the crisp and refreshing air. On the other hand, agriculture, especially short-term crops and late-season harvests, may suffer from the abrupt temperature drop. Energy infrastructure may also need adjusting, as early-season heating demand could appear sooner than expected. By contrast, the southwest and south-central U.S. are facing a very different challenge: heavy rain, thunderstorms, and flash floods. States stretching from Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado across to Oklahoma and Arkansas have become hotspots for storm activity. Yesterday, parts of Arizona saw local flooding, with roads inundated and traffic disrupted. The combination of heavy rainfall and steep terrain triggered rapid flash floods and landslides, damaging homes and infrastructure. And the days ahead may bring even more trouble. A massive surge of Pacific moisture, combined with Gulf of Mexico humidity, is being funneled into the region. When blocked by the trough to the east, this moisture is forced downward, unleashing torrents of rain. According to the Weather Prediction Center, WPC, many areas could see 75 to 125 millimeters, 3 to 5 inches, of rainfall over the next week. Cities like Tulsa, Springfield, Colorado Springs, and Santa Fe may even record 100 to 200 millimeters, 4 to 8 inches, within just a few days. Forecasters warn that precipitation models may actually underestimate rainfall totals. If large amounts fall in just a few hours, the risk of flash flooding, swollen streams, and urban flooding will be severe. The Storm Prediction Center, SPC, has also highlighted that more than 5 million residents of Arizona, including Phoenix, Tucson, Mesa, and Chandler, face potential severe thunderstorms with winds exceeding 100 km per hour, 60 plus mph. Such winds can topple trees, rip off roofs, damage power lines, and even trigger dangerous dust storms, a well-known hazard in desert regions. Out west, the story is extreme heat. Washington, Oregon, and California are baking under scorching temperatures. Many locations exceed 38 degrees Celsius, 100 degrees Fahrenheit, with some topping 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Widespread heat advisories have been issued. California's Central Valley remains one of the hottest spots in the nation, intensifying wildfire risks, straining the power grid due to surging air conditioning demand, and threatening vulnerable groups such as seniors and children. This is not the first time the West has endured late summer heat. But scientists worry about the persistence of such heat waves, which leave little time for land, vegetation, and people to recover. Long-term drought conditions in the region will worsen further, especially as September forecasts indicate hotter than normal conditions nationwide. Looking ahead, the Climate Prediction Center forecasts nearly the entire U.S. will face a warmer than average September. The Rockies and New England are expected to see the most pronounced anomalies. This means the current cool spell in the east will be short-lived. By late this week, temperatures will begin climbing again. In fact, much of the country may see successive waves of heat throughout September. As for rainfall, forecasts suggest a split. The southeast could experience wetter than normal conditions, partly fueled by tropical cyclones from the Atlantic, while the west and Rockies will remain drier, sustaining wildfire risks. This long-term weather outlook is one that citizens, governments, and businesses must prepare for carefully. Turning to the tropics, the Atlantic hurricane season remains active. Currently, Tropical Storm Fernand is spinning offshore, with winds of about 80 km per hour, 50 miles per hour. It is expected to track northeastward and quickly move away, posing no direct threat to land. Meteorologists often call such systems fish storms because they only affect the ocean. Still, Fernand's presence is a reminder that the Atlantic season is at its peak, and any new disturbance could develop into a threat for the U.S. or the Caribbean in the coming weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, today's weather picture tells a dramatic story of contrasts. Record-breaking cold in the east, searing heat in the west, severe rains and floods in the central states, and tropical storms out at sea. Nature is painting in bold, clashing strokes, and the most important thing for all of us is to remain informed, alert, and prepared to keep ourselves and our families safe. We will continue to update you with the latest on rainfall, storm developments, and broader climate shifts in upcoming bulletins. If you find this program useful, please like, subscribe, and enable notifications so you never miss an important update. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you again in our next weather news broadcast.